happiness master. I also teach you about faith and finances. Oh my gosh. The technology, guys. I'm teaching you how to be quantum, and it's causing glitches in the matrix. What do you think? I really think that's what this is. It's just glitches in the matrix. If you want to know more about your personal power, you'll just subscribe, tap the bell. This is fun. I'm having a good time. It's restoring my joy from all the stuff I've been through. I had to put my dog down on Saturday night. It was hard, and then I had to get my new iPhone all set up. That was hard. And now God just gave me a good word, and I was talking about how, as a man thinketh, right? You have to think wealthy to get wealthy. As you think, so you are, and as you continue to think, so you remain. So I'm trying to lift your mindset into 12D, bringing heaven to earth, where you're wealthy, you're happy, you're healthy, you're wealthy, you're free. So I'm just waiting for my family to come back on. There was like 100 people watching. There was 200 people watching in the first one. This is the third time. This is the third live today, which is hilarious. It kind of makes me laugh. So if you're laughing, if you're here, comment down below. Don't leave me hanging. This is the third time I've been live this morning. I'm still drinking my coffee. I'm wearing a shirt that says squat because nobody raps about little butts. Yeah, squat because nobody raps around little butts. I got little butts. I got a little butt, right? Heather, hi. Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here, guys. I'm just laughing. This is kind of funny. I'm wearing my rhinestone cowgirl hat. I'm wearing my Nike, my blush pink Nike. Can you guess what my favorite color is? It's this color pink, right? So hi, Heather, how are you? Where are you from? Guys, as you come on, say where you're from. I like this to be interactive. I like talking to people in the morning while I'm having coffee. I'm married to a man who doesn't drink coffee, and he doesn't drink alcohol. So when he goes back to work, which I think is going to be Friday, we can do it. We can cheers. Third time's a charm. Wonderful Wyoming. What do you think? I think this means it's so totally done. They're just trying to keep it under wraps. And since I get wisdom from above, I know it's done. And so they don't, just saying, guys, it's just, you gotta enjoy your life. I teach you how to enjoy your life. And this is funny. It just makes me laugh. It seems like everything's lining up, that this is so done. And I'm just excited. So I'm going to look for some more information, right? Because this wealth transfer is so done. We talk about the Iraqi dinar here. We also talk about cryptocurrencies here. Why? Because I'm in cryptos. I do that more on my membership side. I'm the faith and financial person. This is not financial advice. This is entertainment purposes only. Faith and financial. Yep, and I'm caught up on your emails. I went to bed last night. I was caught up because I was having guys, I've had a lot of technical difficulties, but I'm going to change that right now. I'm going to change that because God has taught me, if you sow a thought, So, hi everyone. I'm just a bit sleepy headed lately, but I'm finally up. Melissa Musings, perfect time. This is the third live stream. Oh, this is the third live stream. That's hilarious. You can be sleepy. This is the first time. So it's so funny because you got to understand, I broke the curses off my family history by why? I know my thoughts can tell my body how to behave, and I can either think that I'm healthy and wealthy and am divine. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I am divine. Everything comes to me at the perfect time. Or I can think in alignment with, I'm going to go the way my parents did. Both my parents dropped dead of heart attacks. And what it says is, I'm reading from this book now because we did the Bible this morning on the first one. We did Iraqi dinar and cryptocurrency news on the second one. Iraq is on a break for till Thursday. So we're going to focus on prosperity. We're also going to go to the rest of the articles, but I'm going to wait for some people to come on. There's only 35 people watching. It's like, so what it says is the heart does not attack us. We get so caught up in the soap opera and dramas we create that we often forget to notice the little joys that surround us. I did a video about the ladybugs, my dogs, the little joys that surround us, like the breeze coming through the window. It says, we spend years, listen, we spend years squeezing all the joy out of the heart, and it literally falls over in pain. Isn't that a new way to think about it? Heart attack people are never joyous people. If they do not take time to appreciate the joys of life, they will just recreate another heart attack in time. Heart of gold, cold heart, open heart, black heart, loving heart, warm-hearted, where is your heart? The stomach digests all new ideas and experiences we have. What or who can't you stomach? What gets you in the gut? What gets me in the gut when people don't honor me, or if I'm in the energy of somebody that's just like spiritually draining me, that gets me in the gut. When there are stomach problems, it usually means we do not know how to assimilate the new experience, or we are afraid. Oh yeah, I used to walk in fear of what others thought of me. Do you ever do that? Many of us remember when commercial airplanes first became popular, that we could get inside a big metal tube that would carry us safely through the sky was a new idea we found hard to assimilate. At every seat there were throw-up bags, and most of us were using them. We would throw up into our barf bags as discreetly as we could, wrap them around our hand, and hand them to the stewardess, who spent a lot of her time running up and down the aisle collecting the barf bags. Now it is many years later, and though the bags are still at every seat, they are seldom used. We have assimilated the idea of flying. Are you assimilating the idea that you're about to be wealthy? Amen. Hey, Australia. Hey, Donna, welcome. Welcome from Australia. Now it is many years later, so ulcers are no more than fear, tremendous fear of not being good enough. We fear not being good enough for a parent. We fear not being good enough for a boss. We can't stomach who we are. We rip our guts apart trying to please others. No matter how important our job is, our inner self-esteem is very low. Guys, I got to tell you, I suffered with this most of my life. Maybe that's why I turned down the CFO job, or maybe it was just I was afraid that I would be stressed out and die sooner, right? Yes, have a good night. Yeah, it's nighttime, Donna. Donna, in Australia, you're 24 hours ahead of us, right? Aren't you 36 hours ahead of us? So like it's actually Wednesday there? Is it Wednesday? Evening? It's kind of cool. I love how this is a global channel. Thank you for being here, Donna. Donna, are you invested in the Iraqi dinar or cryptocurrencies? Comment down below. So, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways, that's something I have to do later. That's my own personal thing. I can just tell. Thank you, Jesus, that you help me discern between what I should share and what I should not. I'm just saying. This is a good book, though, guys. I turn to this when I'm waiting for people to find me again after this is my third. You hold the dong. Okay, the Vietnam dong. Well, you know, there's a lot going on with that, too. Guys, it's... Okay, so the foundation of all this is coming through the financial systems. The Iraqi dinar system. I just did in part 2, I did the boards on how this is going to come out. How, you know, I've been a little... Yes, early Wednesday morning. Okay, good. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Australia's in the house. Who else do we have in the house? Is it primarily U.S. or you're from a different country? Tell us what state you're from. Comment down below. I like to know where we are. I'm waiting on the vet anyway. So when the vet comes, I have to go. So right now, the IQD to USD is still 0.00076. We're waiting for it to go live on Forex, and that will populate the banks. Right? The banks are ready. You've heard different stories about the banks being ready. So we get breaking news out of Iraq. I'm going to go to that now just for sense of time. You can always back it up later if you come on later. I've been live a lot this morning. It's kind of funny. You can either choose to enjoy the little idiosyncrasies that happen when things go awry, or you can choose to freak out. Like I laid down yesterday to take a nap and I heard a crash in the kitchen, and it was my husband had spilled his shake. We hate it when we spill shakes. I have a company that we built to $10,000 a month. It was a $5 million asset until a malignant narcissist got to it. So, you know, I've been through a lot to get to this point, and I'm so grateful. I just turned 60, you know. I love my life. I love teaching people how to be happy no matter what. I love teaching people how your mind creates your circumstances, because it really does. You can co-create your reality. So we started with number 2. We started with Bitcoin smashes record, surges past 125,000. If you have cryptos, I do too. If you want to know what I'm in cryptos, you become a member of my channel. There's a join button on my homepage. You can just join. Oil rises on modest OPEC output increase. It says oil prices extended gains on Tuesday as a smaller than expected November output hike by OPEC helped to ease some fears of a growing supply gut. Brent crude futures advanced 23 cents, 65.70 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate futures on crude went to 61.90. Both contracts settled more than 1% higher in the previous session after the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, plus Russia and some smaller producers known as OPEC, decided to increase its collective oil production by 137,000 barrels per day, starting in November. The move was in contrast to the market expectations of a more aggressive reintroduction of supply, a sign that the group remains cautious about increasing its production share in the global oil market, and predictions of a supply surplus in the fourth quarter as well as next year, said ING analysts. Brent had fallen by around $5 per barrel last week in response to earlier expectations of a larger supply boost, so this mild rebound seems reasonable. For now, the market still appears capable of accommodating the extra volume, and we have yet to see a shift into contango at the front of the curve. OPEC has increased its oil output by more than 2.7 million barrels per day this year, equating to 2.5% of global demand. Geopolitical factors have kept a floor under prices, while conflict between Russia and the ukulele company, impacting energy assets and creating uncertainty over Russian crude supply. I have to be careful with my words still. I still don't trust everything going on. I'm the Faith and Financial channel. Russia's Kirishi oil refinery halted its most productive distillation unit, CDU-6, following a drone attack and subsequent fire on October 4th, with its recovery likely to take about a month. So there's still some attacks, but that's Russia, right? They're talking about geopolitical oil prices rise. They always look at all the countries and their production. Iraq is the number 2 producer of OPEC, and they are pumping like crazy. And that's why we think it's a good time for them to revalue their currency. Next article, Basra crude rise with the global surge. We just read an article on Basra crude, how it's rising. Dollar prices stabilized in Baghdad, drop in Erbil. I'm going kind of quickly since this is my 3rd live stream. And this might replace my summary overall. I don't know. Gold price is steady in Baghdad, rise in Erbil. Iraq seeks U.S. clearance to activate Turkmen gas. We'll go to that article. Iraq seeks U.S. clearance to activate Turkmen gas deal. Iraqi Ministry of Electricity said on Tuesday that it is in talks with the United States to move forward with a signed gas import agreement with Turkmenistan, which has not yet been implemented due to Washington objections. Ministry spokesman Ahmad Musa told the news agency that the deal, concluded October 2024, aims to secure 20 million cubic meters of Turkmen gas per day through a swap agreement via Iran, managed by the Swiss company Luxtone Energy. This agreement had already been signed, but its execution remains pending because of U.S. concerns related to the transit mechanism through Iran. Musa said Iraq is explaining to the American side that the gas is solely for domestic use and does not violate any international sanctions. He stressed that the agreement is part of Iraq's broader plan to diversify energy sources and reduce dependence on a single supplier. The goal is to ensure stable power generation until local gas production projects reach full capacity. He noted that while discussions with Washington continue, Iraq is preparing alternative supply routes, including the construction of liquefied natural gas terminals at Qasr, Khor al-Zabar, and other southern ports, expected to be operational by next summer. Baghdad is also negotiating with Qatar and Oman for interim gas imports. Iraq still relies heavily on Iranian gas to operate its power plants, facing recurring electricity shortages due to limited domestic output and aging infrastructure. The Ministry of Electricity has recently signed several contracts to expand local production through combined cycle and thermal power projects. So they're signing contracts again, which means there's a rate change. we do know that they have, there's a Forex article out that we have that we've posted on our post. You can see it. I've talked about it on many live streams. That they've already, that was a good email I got. I got a bonus. Yay! Abundance everywhere. That was the word this morning. The Silliboy family. Hi, everyone. I just love your glasses. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love them too. My favorite color is pink. I'm wearing a blush pink variety today, and I did buy the boots. If you look at my post, you'll see I waited 7 hours. Then I bought them. And it's October 7th. It's a 777 day for me. Just saying. I was doing that on the second one. I was talking about the synchronicities. Guys, there's synchronicities and everything. You can either live in the magic side of life, not magic as in I'm a magician, I'm a child of the Most High King. But you can see everything as a miracle or as nothing as a miracle. So I live in the miracle side. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I'm going through the articles in Iraq. This is the third one where I'm really getting into the articles. So guys, I love everybody. I hope you will subscribe, tap the bell, because I'm the happy positive channel. There's the next article. China and India drive surge in Iraq's September oil exports. Well, let's get into that. Asian markets led Iraq's seaborne crude oil exports in September 2025, with China, India, and South Korea taking the largest shares. According to official data, China imported 1.1 million barrels per day, up by 34,000 barrels per day from a year earlier, while India got 873,000 barrels per day, an increase of 39,000 barrels per day. South Korea's imports also rose to 293,000 barrels per day, up 6,000 barrels per day year to year. European demand for Iraqi crude also strengthened. Greece imported, my brother lives in Greece, Greece imported 197,000 barrels per day compared with 192 last year, while France saw a sharp rise to 134,000 barrels per day, up just 45,000 barrels per day. Iraq's OPEC's second largest producer continues to rely on robust oil exports to sustain its economy and reinforce its role in global energy markets, with Asian and European buyers remaining key drivers of demand. So guys, that is an awesome article. Iraq is exporting all over the world, not just to the U.S. But let me tell you something I believe, that this can be done at any moment, because we have the Forex article saying that they're waiting on coordinated political timing. Everything is political. That's why you need good, strong leaders like I believe Trump is. I voted for him 3 times. It doesn't matter to me who you voted for. We can all move forward together. Right now, we're going to be very prosperous, and that's when this thing is going to happen, because Iraq is ready. Iraq has been ready. They're just waiting on the best timing. So what does that look like? I don't know. I'm not into politics, but God told me to tell you it was done and to prepare you for it. So if you haven't yet got my 3 steps, please get my 3 steps. Yes, hi Cheryl, welcome back 3 times. Guys, for those of you who've been on all 3, put a 3 down below. Really annoying today, but I'm not annoyed. I refuse to let anything steal my joy. I've had enough stuff trying to steal my joy. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm just saying. So on the second one, all I got was to the Bitcoin article. That seemed to cause some... Guys, it's like there's crypto channels out there, and then there's foreign currency channels out there, but there's not one that bridges. I can talk both. I tend to only do that on my membership Zooms. You can go there and catch up, but it seems like I shouldn't be doing that on this, by virtue of the fact I restart. This is the 3rd restart. So just know we're on to something good.
That's not good. Okay, give.
What's she killing now?
That's not a thing.
Oh.
Okay, give. You're really making a mess. Give. Drop it.
Our puppy's an assassin of all toys and ropes and things. Okay, we're going to go see what everybody else says, because this is going to be a quasi-summary since it's my 3rd start. The hubby and I went out on the boat last night. I caught a rockfish. It was such a beautiful night out. I told him to start thinking about what kind of boat he wants when there you go. That's a good way to do it. But hold it lightly, guys. Don't squeeze all the joy out of it. Just just say, okay, I know it's done. Now I'm going to enjoy my life, and we're going to do some virtual shopping. We're going to plan the future, and then we're going to continue on with whatever it is we're doing right now. Like my husband still goes to work, right? Mountain Goat, we have to watch this process work its way out. We do not need any knee-jerk reactions. The Central Bank of Iraq is keeping the lid on this move. Amen. They are totally keeping the lid on. We must be patient and let it all play out. It is time and we have been waiting for this event for so long, but there are still steps to take to what we want. What I'm going to do is the spiritual side and talk about how do you help manifest this without stopping it? Like being joyful and believing it's done, having faith that it's done moves that mountain. Faith as a mustard seed moves a mountain. That is scriptural, right? We'll do more content about that for those who are members. Militiaman, when they do adjustments to currencies, central banks and their powers that be are very tight-lipped about it, and that's why we don't have a specific date and rate. I think I was talking about too many things too close, so that's why I'm going to be careful. Frank 26, do you think most of the in-country mattress dinars have been turned into the CBI? Our military contacts said yes, but we haven't been able to connect with them since September 2nd. What does that tell you? It's been a month. Right? We heard 90% of their currency, but Frank doesn't have my contacts. We all have everybody, that's why I look at everybody. I'm the only one who looks at everybody. If you want the bigger picture, you'll subscribe and tap the bell. Please comment down below where you're from. I want to get to know you because I love unconditionally. I love this family. I love helping people be positive about everything. So according to Frank 26, he thinks most of the in-country mattress dinars have been turned into CBI. The question was, he goes, I'm going to give you a good educated guess. He said it's just over 10%. I say 90. Our military contacts over there said 90%. But what he's right about is, but outside is another number they have to deal with, which is the money we're all holding. Now, I had heard a term that there was 1 million dinar holders outside of Iraq. 1 million dinar holders out. So you're a part of an elite club. You are literally royalty in the kingdom of God if you're holding Iraqi dinar, in my opinion. So Claire says, article, in exchange for a second term, a politician reveals that al-Sudani sent a delegation to Washington to normalize relations with Israel. Quote, al-Sudani sent a secret and unannounced government delegation to the United States of America to discuss an offer presented to al-Sudani, which included recognition of the Zionist entity in exchange for a second term. This visit came to confirm al-Sudani's approval of the offer and to move forward with the stages of normalization according to the time frame set forth. Now that aligns with coordinated political timing right there. Politics, baby. Politics runs the world. Who runs the world? The banks do. Who runs everything else? The politics do. Because they work for the banking systems. It's all very clear to me. Please subscribe, tap the bell if you want to know more about this. Become a member of my channel if you really want to know more. I talk about this on the Zooms every Monday. Next Monday is going to be a combination miracle manifestations and mastermind group members. So that'll be fun. I got to take a lot of notes because this is getting good, guys. This could be done this week though, or over the weekend, next weekend, because why? They have pretty much a 10-day holiday given the weekends, right? Fun Lou article. Pimpy, Iraq is doing a very good job to keep things stable. Al-Sudani has done a really good job, but I'm really concerned about the election that's coming up just because there's always some kind of shenanigans that take place. We need Al-Sudani in there to get elected into office and do a full 6 years. That's what we need. Well, I like that delegation. Do you like that? Al-Sudani sent a secret unannounced government delegation to the United States to discuss an offer presented to Al-Sudani. I love that. I love that. God, however you make it happen, I love that. Let's see, Frank 26, Firefly. The television says the IMF has released some projects for Iraq for 1 to 2 years. They're saying Iraq may revalue their currency if diversification continues at the rate it's going now. Frank says non-oil revenues, that's the diversification. 1 to 2 years, question. That's stupid because that's exactly what is happening now. The wonderful thing is they are talking to you about having purchasing power. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I cannot agree more, Frank. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Claire article, the Iranian parliament approves the deletion of 4 zeros from the national currency. We talked about that in either 1 or 2. This is the 3rd live stream I've done this morning. So please comment down below and give me some nice for my hard work. I have 11,000 videos. I work harder than anybody else. Quote, member of Iran's Islamic Consultative Assembly voted on Sunday on a bill amending the country's monetary and banking law, approving the removal of 4 zeros from the national currency. The law stipulates that every 10,000 Iranian rials will be converted into 1 new rial, while retaining the name rial as the country's official currency. That's interesting. That's Iran, though. That's not Iraq. Sandy Ingram, we have millions of Iraqi dinar over here in the Western Hemisphere. The United States itself has billions of Iraqi dinars, and so do other countries. This is an issue, overprinted dinar held in mattresses inside of Iraq. That will be solved, but we have no idea when. Maybe it's already been solved. They just didn't let you know. But we knew. That's why military can't talk to us anymore. Possibly. What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? Militia Man, we love him. I will still do a 10-minute summary later. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. Militiaman's article, Iranian parliament approves the deletion of 4 zeros. It's about the Iranian parliament. This is the first time we've heard of this. He's just as shocked as we were when we first heard of it a few days ago. It said, this isn't Iraq's path, but it shows regional currency reforms and efforts. Iraq is a totally different story. It has completely different circumstances. Definitely don't compare the two like being one. Iran's move addresses devaluation without a full revaluation. Iraq has 8% inflation in the first half of 2025, which is historically low. Samson, the Iranian parliament approves the deletion of 4 zeros. Again, everybody's talking about that. Now, Pimpy, who... You know, I like Pimpy, right? I tend to include him a lot. Yes, please subscribe. It's free. I agree. Thank you for saying that. And please hit the like. 111. There we go. 111 again. I talked about that in the first one, what 111 means. I saw 1111 yesterday. I saw 111. I saw the ladybugs. Go watch for that video. Guys, I'm seeing miracle signs and wonders everywhere. But then again, I am tuned to that because God is so good. He's so good. If you believe God is good, comment down below. Pimpy says, what is a redenomination? It's when they change the whole look of their currency. Like I said, cross your fingers. We'd hope that they don't remove the 3 zeros and they change the exchange rate because then we get a whole lot more money back. But if they delete the zeros, your payday is not going to be as big as you hoped it would be. We have a Forex article that calms your mind about that. I don't know if he doesn't have access to it. Maybe he doesn't. We have a Forex trader, former colonel, we call Mr. T, who is on our Zoom. You can get access to the Zooms by looking at the membership categories on my channel. Hit the join button and they'll give you all your options. The Miracle Manifestation level and above gets access to the Zooms. He was here on January 15th of 2025 and shared his whole story of foreign currency. He was in Kuwait. Yes, he was. The DOD changed their regs, right? I've been seeing 111 and 444 all over. Melissa, I know, Melissa, me too. I can look up 444 once I get through this. It says, So anyways, that same Mr. T that was on January 15th, he showed up on August 25th and gave us something he's doing new. He's got a conservative radio station that he's promoting. He said, well, you saw that FX letter, right? And I said, no, I didn't. He sent it to me that day. And here it is. I'm going to show it to you because you need to understand that nobody else is focusing on this except for me. Because why? I'm a numbers girl. You know, when I see, and okay, look. And then that secret delegation, that's a new piece to this puzzle. I love puzzles too. I love puzzles. In the winter, I always do puzzles. On that table over there, do puzzles. Love puzzles. This is the best puzzle I've ever put together, and it's helping both of us, right? So here's this. This is my 3rd live stream today. I should look at what 3 means. Hi, Miss Stacy, 1975. Hello. So here's the FXVU strategic release memo. Okay, it's saying 481 IQD USD rate, 481, $4.81. That means one IQD rate is worth $4.81 on the Forex. It says post Forex. What does that mean? That means it's loaded for after this happens. Why? They use the same terms I use because they're financial. I used pre-RV strategy, post-RV strategy, exchange day strategy to indicate pre and post. They're using post words. They said 48101 IQD anchor and post Forex convergence. That means after post Forex, after it's back on Forex, it's going to be 481. And then it says in the executive summary, and it happened to be dated on my mother's birthday, May 27th, right? It says, this memo confirms that the Iraqi dinar is fully armed for public rate visibility at 48101 with active infrastructure integration, live suppression staging, and an institutional level confirmation. What's institutional level confirmation? Banking institutional, the banking institution's confirmation via the Albanian Center white paper. We looked up the Albanian Center white paper. I'm not going to do that for purposes of this. Just know it says the rate is suppressed but loaded across all FX VU. I don't know what VU means. Maybe that's the new digital platform. I have no idea. Telemetry layers. The presence of the IQD on active Forex platforms confirms that institutional infrastructure, it confirms that the institutional infrastructure is engaged. So in other words, they're not just saying it, they've confirmed it. Release is now dependent solely on coordinated political timing optics. It's optics. It's political timing optics. We do know October 11th, which is another 111, they can start campaigning. Prime Minister's got an election coming up in November. Evidently, he sent a secret delegation. I'm so glad. Aren't you? This is why I do the summaries. I can pull pieces together that everybody else is doing their own thing and arguing for their limitations, that they're the best. I don't care who's the best. I look at everybody's information because we all have a piece of it. As far as I know, I'm the only one doing it. My ego's not in this, right? So the fact that it's coordinated political timing optics. How's it going to look? Well, it sounds like I am correct again. Not that it matters that I'm correct. It's just because I'm looking at everybody's. What did she say? Member, hold on. Where did it say the secret? This one. This is from Claire. Okay, I'm going to give Claire the credit for this. Article. In exchange for a second term, a politician reveals, unnamed, right, that al-Sudani sent a delegation to Washington to normalize relations with Israel. Quote, al-Sudani sent a secret and unannounced government delegation to the United States of America to discuss an offer presented to al-Sudani, which included recognition of the Zionist entity in exchange for a second term. I have no idea how that's going to go. Obviously, it had to be secret. Thank you for loving what I do. This visit came to confirm al-Sudani's approval of the offer and to move forward with the stages of normalization according to the time Fred set forth. It's all optics, coordinated political timing optics. Israel has a piece of this. Everybody has a piece of this. And it's like so far above us, we shouldn't even know about it. But I know about it because I'm hooked up with the kingdom. God runs everything. So guys, I hope you like this. I'm going to go because I have to go because I've been live 3 times and now it's 33 minutes. Perfect time to end. Peace and love, everybody. Keep your prayers up there. Look forward to other content where I talk about the power of non-resistance. I'm going to do a separate video, maybe load it, maybe live. I don't know. Bye.